Okay, so it is the Monday after the launch on Friday, and it didn't exactly go to plan. There are a few things that I think I did wrong. Maybe not wrong. Maybe that I just could have done better. This was the first collection for me that didn't go really well, like with the launch, and I couldn't help it. The day of and after, I was just thinking, like, what did I do wrong? What, like, could I have done better? Or what did I do wrong? I don't know. I was just very surprised because this was my best work ever. I've never made pieces that, in my opinion, were this beautiful, but I think there's a few things that happened. So I think, one, this is the most expensive collection I've ever made, like ever, which is probably also why it sucks that I didn't sell it, because it was expensive because it was expensive to make. So the people that are following me and like to buy my jewelry, I'm sure it could have been a shock to them how expensive it was. So I think that was one thing. It was a price jump. Also, I didn't even think about it. I didn't know that Mother's Day was that Sunday. That probably had a lot to do with it. People probably spent a lot of money on Mother's Day gifts, and yeah, it just, I don't know, just timing, money. And the more expensive my jewelry gets, the less of an impulse purchase it's gonna be. It's gonna be something that's more thought out. So it's okay. Things like this are gonna happen. Even if it wasn't that it was a price jump, maybe people didn't like it as much as I liked it. And that's okay too. When stuff like this happens, I think it's important to just remember to, like, keep going. It's okay, just keep doing what I'm doing and keep creating, and at least I have some really pretty jewelry to wear. I'm just kidding, I can't wear all that jewelry. I actually need to sell it because it was expensive to make, so I need to recoup that money. But yeah, I think it's just gonna have to be something that, you know, if it gets purchased, then it's because someone really thought it out. But I don't want to stop making the stuff that I'm making, even if it is expensive, and maybe I need to do smaller collections so it's not a burden if it doesn't sell. But I really deeply loved everything that I made, and I want someone to get to enjoy it. It's the equivalent of painting a really beautiful, very intricate picture painting that took you a month and then no one wants to hang it on their walls. But I have to remember not to look at it like that, because sure, people might like it and maybe it's out of their price range, or, you know, maybe they don't like it. I don't know. This is the part of, like, running a business and, like, putting yourself out there that is hard. There's no way around it. Like, I'm never gonna stop doing it. I love what I make, and I can't keep making things if I don't sell them. So I have to keep putting myself out there and just, like, take it on the chin and keep going. Things don't always go perfectly, and I don't always sell out of all my stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep marketing everything that I have and keep doing what I'm doing. And I did sell one pair of the earrings, and I sold a citron ring, so we're gonna wax carve that today. So I ran out of spirit for my spirit lamp, and I just realized how funny that sounds. I ran out of the alcohol spirit that goes in here. Whenever I ran out, Tom said that he had some spirit as well, like the alcohol stuff. And so he brought it to me, and it was a different color, but I read the label. It said horrible things like causes kidney failure and, like, harmful fumes, only use in a well-ventilated area, don't breathe it in, all these things. I don't have the bottle for the one that I used to use, but I'm hoping that it doesn't say the same thing. So I'm honestly rethinking even using this at all, because I sit in front of this for hours and just breathe in those fumes. So if anyone knows, it's a purple bottle of spirit. Is that safe to drink? I tried, or not drink. Jesus Christ. Is it safe to use in here? I tried to find the bottle on Google. It's just a normal little circle bottle, and it's purple. Is that stuff safe to, like, inhale? Anyway, I'm out of this. Probably for the best. I bought this soldering pen about 6 months ago, and I saw one review on it, and it was a really good review, but I think I paid almost $200 for it, which is kind of sad because I don't really like it. It's called an RB. Anyway, it's this big metal block. It has this wax pen, which is nice. I like the head of the wax pen, but it doesn't stay. And I know it's supposed to come out, but whenever you put it in, it clicks really nicely, but it doesn't stay hot. You have to like turn it so that it comes into contact with the metal prongs on the inside, and then it gets hot. But then after a while it stops getting hot and you have to turn it the other way, so then you end up holding it very unnaturally, and it cranks your hand. It cramps your hand. So I don't really like using this, but I don't think I have much of a choice today. There are a bunch of little pigeons outside right now just pecking on the grass. I'm just waiting on the pen to heat up, and like the concept of this is so nice, and when it does work, I love it. But I just hate the way I have to hold it. It's so awkward and uncomfortable and makes my hand cramp. But anyway, it's starting to melt, and maybe I just got like a faulty one. I don't know. I'm not good at returning things or saying anything. I don't want to complain. Right now? I don't want to go. I'll be right back. So we just got back from our friend's house. He's letting us borrow his car because we sold our daily drivers. Well, my daily driver broke down, and then we already sold Tom's car because we moved back to the States in less than 2 months. So we have no daily drivers, and we have to go to London tomorrow to go to the embassy and get Isaac's passport. So we had to go pick up that car. Very nice of him. But anyway, we have to get Isaac in about 20 minutes. So I'm just putting a final little shine on these earrings before I package them, because I have to also go to the post office after getting Isaac. I'm kind of like in a bit of a hurry. I polished these yesterday with some rouge, and since they're really textured on the back, like there's that molten texture, some of that rouge is hard to get out of like the grooves and stuff. So I'm just getting it really nice and clean, and then we're gonna package these up. This is the pair that they bought. I love them so much. They're so blue. Having to video every single little clip really slows you down, but it's worth it. If you are a small business owner and you're trying to market your business, just video everything, even the dumb stuff that you don't think anyone is interested in. Just document it, and you'll be glad you did later. So we just got back from the post office and getting Isaac from school, and my package just arrived. Like I told you guys in the beginning, the launch didn't go very well, and despite all of the logical reasons as to why it maybe didn't go well, with it being Mother's Day and all of that stuff, horribly planned on my part, it also made me think, like, what could I have done better? What could I do differently? All of those things. So one of the things that I thought I could do better and differently is my photography. I do think that now that I'm starting to get into higher price jewelry and like finer jewelry, yes, my photos are really clear. I do think I take good product photography, and it's something that I actually really enjoy. But my photography so far of my jewelry has been like almost like lifestyle photography. I've always had like a plate and some candles in the back and a plant and like color, and it's always been very like warm and all of those things, but I've never taken like, you know, that generic like white photo of jewelry where it looks like it's floating in the sky, like that. Even though that's not like really my style, I do think I should have some variety, and especially now that my jewelry is getting more expensive, I think it is good to produce some like crystal clear images. So that noise makes me so happy. Anyway, I bought a light box. So it's just a little Velcro light box. And so I'm gonna rephotograph everything. Every piece that I need to sell is gonna be rephotographed. And on the website, there will be like those really nice images. When things don't go well, I never want to just like sit and stew or feel bad for myself. I don't want to jump straight to the conclusion that my jewelry is shit, because it's not shit. I know it's not. I need to do other things differently. Sometimes you just have to pivot, and I'm excited. I'm excited to grow. This is growth. When something hurts and it sucks and it's not fun, it's your chance to grow. It's your chance to learn and grow and change your approach. Anyway, I'll shut up. Let's open this package. I'm always so worried about what the quality of things like this are gonna be. You just never know when you order things on Amazon. Like, all of the reviews could be really good, and then there's one person that just swears up and down that it's the worst product in the world. One of the biggest perks to me for this was the fact that it was a USB. I'm trying not to buy anything else that has a UK plug, because I have to either get rid of things that have a UK plug when we leave, or use an adapter if it allows me to use an adapter. It's not gonna be a waste of money. This actually feels really nice. I think tomorrow I'll take a few test shots and see how they come out. I'm excited to have nicer photos for these more expensive pieces. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing now and let me finish this ring. This is a very teachable moment because I just made a really common mistake, and a mistake that I made very early on learning all this, and I know better. I think I was distracted with iPad and I'm really sleepy, but thankfully it's okay because I had piled my wax so tall that I had room for error, but I was just filing down the height of the bezel, and of course I filed one side down way further than the other. So I don't know if you can see, but like this side is way higher than the other side. So common mistake, and the way to avoid that is to do a figure 8 pattern instead of just going back and forth and back and forth. Using that figure 8 pattern is gonna ensure that every single side and corner like gets hit the same, and it works. Another thing that's really helpful when it comes to like prepping your pieces to be casted is like drilling any holes that you are gonna end up drilling anyway. So for this ring, I need to drill 4 holes on the corner for the prongs, because I soldered the prongs on this particular ring after it's casted. So I would rather drill the holes now when it's easier to do it in wax and I can do it with a steady hand than pay for all that silver just to drill the holes out. It makes it so much easier, and that way I get it back, it already has the holes in it, and then I just shove in the wire for the prongs and solder them on. Also, whenever it's cast in the metal and you go to drill it, sometimes your hand can slip, and I don't want to scratch the pretty texture that I just put on this ring. So If you have any holes that need to be made in your jewelry, go ahead and do it while it's in the wax state. One of those just went too far inward and it kind of poked through. If you're gonna work with wax, you wanna get a wax pen. This one is battery operated, which is really nice. And it's good for like repairs or detailed work. And when you don't wanna like break out the big boy, because I don't wanna mess up this entire design, but I do need to put some of that wax that I just removed accidentally. Let's try that again. You want to make sure that all of these holes are really clean, because if they're not, then you're going to get chunks of silver cast in them, which isn't good. Now that the bezel cup is done, we need to make the ring band. This ring is a size 10, so we've got two different types of tubes. One is your standard tube where it's the same width all the way around, and then this one's a little bit wider on one side. This one will allow me to get a bigger ring size than this one, so I'm gonna use this one. So you wanna file the top off first so that it's nice and flat, and then you wanna measure out how much wax you wanna cut off. And just constantly move the wax tube, that way you don't cut too much off of one side. When you cut wax, you want to always like roll your tube while you cut it. Alright, so this is the finished result of the ring. I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm gonna have this cast in sterling silver, and hopefully I'll have it back in time for the next video and you can see me finish it up. So that is everything for today. We are all done. Thank you for spending the day with me, and if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. It's so weird to say that, but it's scientifically proven that if I ask, there's a more likely chance that you do it. So if you like it, then like it, and if you really like it, then subscribe. I will see you guys next week. Bye.